Welcome everyone to today's primary debates video workshop. Today we'll be looking at the motion, our schools should be paperless. If you've been doing the Concern primary debates up until this point, you'll know that we have this series of workshops to look at the motions in depth, to give some ideas for potential arguments, and also have some classroom activities for you to do in school. So to begin today, let's have a look at one of those classroom activities. So let's get the discussion started. As a class, or maybe as each individual around the classroom, can you answer, what is your favourite subject in school? And which tools do we use in our classroom to learn? For example, do you use books? Do you use any scientific equipment? Do you use any art supplies? Might you have an interactive whiteboard? Or perhaps there's something else unique in your classroom that you guys use for learning. And how might it interact with your favourite subjects? Discuss as a class, and your teacher will help you organise yourselves into groups, or as I said, discuss it as a whole. And when you're ready to continue on with the workshop, you can press play on the video after pausing now. So now let's break down today's motion and look at some of the key words in the motion itself. School, a place where children go to be educated. Paperless, a paperless classroom or office is one in which people store information and communicate with each other using computers rather than paper. This motion links to the following Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. SDG 4, Quality Education. SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure. And SDG 15, Life on Land. If you'd like to learn more about the Sustainable Development Goals, you can have a look at our Concern Primary Debates website and our Trello board, where you'll find lots of lesson plans and activities on the Sustainable Development Goals and what they mean, and on the work of the UN. The average school uses almost 6 million sheets of paper every year. That's over €46,000 or £38 per school, and more than 75 trees cut down in the making of worksheets, textbooks, and photocopies. In 2021, a survey by the Teaching Council of Ireland found that 75% of teachers believe that using digital tools helps students enjoy lessons more and learn in different ways. So how does this motion about our schools being paperless link to the work of Concern? At Concern, we believe that all children have the right to an education and that it provides one of the best routes out of poverty. We integrate our education programmes into both our development and emergency work to give children experiencing extreme poverty more opportunities in life and to support their overall well-being. we're going to look at a couple of examples now of Concern's work in this area. Remote learning has been part of Concern's work in Niger, where 891 primary schools closed in 2023. Radio programs are designed to provide a solution for children who don't have access to school during times of crisis. Lessons are recorded in local languages by facilitators. They are then shared at listening clubs, whereby small groups of children listen to the radio broadcasts to learn and do activities together. So we can see a picture here of the lesson recording at the radio studio, and then those lessons are facilitated by local leaders and teachers with small groups of students, and everyone listens to the radio broadcast at the same time together to make sure everyone is attending at the same time and hopefully learning at the same pace. Concern has also set up school governments to involve students in decision-making in their schools in a democratic and accountable way. 3 key focus areas of our work on education are increasing access to education, including in emergencies, improving the quality of education and learning outcomes, and of course, supporting the well-being of children and of teachers. And we can see in the image here a school council who were based in Niger, and they are using their school books and copies and pens to help with their work on the student council. Concern has also developed an innovative video coaching approach to improve teaching practices and teacher training, particularly in hard-to-reach areas. So we can see here in the image that these videos are being used to take in all the information shared in the classroom by different teachers, and then those videos will be shared with other teachers or other schools to improve everyone's learning and education. So this is a good example of using a digital tool to help improve our learning. So next we're going to have another classroom activity, and this time we're going to do a little quiz on some topics that relate to schools being paperless or our use of paper. So we will ask questions, or maybe your teacher will read the question out to the class. You can discuss then as a group or as an entire room, and pause the video during your discussions. When you're then ready to hear the answer, you can press play on the video and we'll reveal it. So to begin, what percentage of our rubbish can be recycled? Is it A, 90%? Is it B, 75%? C, 45%? Or D, 25%? So discuss in your groups or in your class and press play on the video again when you want to hear the answer. The answer is B. An average person throws away 4 pounds of rubbish every day and makes about 1.5 tonnes of solid waste a year. Multiply that by 7 billion and you know why we have an environmental problem. What's ironic about it is that 75% of our rubbish can be recycled. Recycling is when used waste and materials are converted into new products so that it can be used again. This practice ensures that we don't waste perfectly reusable materials. So did you guys get the answer right in your classroom? On to our next question. How many times can a piece of paper be recycled? Is it A, 1 time? Is it B, 2 to 3 times? Is it C, 5 to 7 times? Or is it D, over 10 times? So again, discuss in your class, pause the video, and press play when you want to hear the answer. The answer is C, 5 to 7 times. Recycling doesn't always only happen once. Actually, materials can often be recycled lots of times so that they have lives as many different items. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, a piece of paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times before it has to be thrown away or added to compost. How did you guys answer in your classroom? Let's see what next question we have in store. What type of gas do trees and other plants produce that is helpful to humans? Is it A, oxygen? Is it B, hydrogen? Is it C, carbon dioxide? Or is it D, nitrogen? So pause the video so you can discuss in class and then press play to hear the answer. The answer is A, oxygen. Trees take carbon dioxide out of the air, which is what we breathe out and what is released when we burn fuels. And then the trees let out oxygen, which is what we breathe in. So our lungs and trees are matched perfectly to help each other live. Finally, what can we do to combat deforestation? A, protect forests and plant more trees. B, lessen the use of products from wood fibre such as paper. C, both A and B. Or D, none of the above. So pause the video, discuss in class what you think might be the answer, and maybe chat about deforestation and the cutting down of trees as a whole. And then press play on the video when you've decided as a class. The answer is C, both A and B. So to combat deforestation, you can plant trees, protect forests, and reduce your use of paper products like paper towels and paper plates. You can also recycle any forest products that you do use. You can choose recycled forest products and support organisations that help trees. So there's lots of different options there, and perhaps you might do some of these activities now in your classroom or in your school community, or maybe even at home. So our motion is, our schools should be paperless. This means the proposition team agree with this motion and want to support it. The proposition may make an argument such as this one. Paperless classrooms enhance digital literacy skills for pupils. The reality is that for many pupils, technology will play a big role in whatever job they choose. That's why it's important to make it a seamless part of the education they receive. This means that not only will pupils be able to adapt to new technologies in the workplace, but use creativity and flexibility to solve problems. According to Forbes magazine in 2024, digital literacy has been placed in the top 2 in its list of professional skills needed to progress successfully in the modern world. So this is an example of an argument that the proposition team can make and some ideas about what it means to be digitally literacy. The motion is our schools should be paperless. This means the opposition team disagree with this motion and want to disprove it. The opposition may make an argument such as this one. The digital environment is not suited to certain types of learning. The Book Trust published a survey in the UK which compared reading print and digital media preferences for children and found that while the medium did not affect students' ability to understand the text, print was significantly better when it came to recalling more specific details. In other words, students had a deeper engagement and understanding of the text when they were reading it on paper. This suggests that there will always be a place for printed material in the classroom when a different approach to a topic is needed. So this is another example of an argument that might come up in the debate, but this time it is helping the opposition side of the motion. Now we have our final classroom activity, and you can do this activity either after today's workshop, or you can pause the video here and finish on this activity. So using paper that has been placed in your classroom's recycling bin, can you create a project that highlights the message, reduce, reuse, recycle? So could you make something out of anything that's in the recycling bin in the class, particularly anything that's made out of paper, and create something like a poster, a collage, perhaps make some bunting or paper mache, maybe a scrapbook, or you could even use the paper for a performance piece or a prop to get the message out that how important it is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So again, this activity can be done after class or at a later time, or perhaps during your debates preparation and in the lead up to your debate. Finally, if you'd like to learn more about the Concern primary debates, you can have a look at our webpage where you will find our handbooks, marking sheets, and all of the videos about the Concern primary debates, including those on our YouTube. And if you want further information, you can contact Concern at primarydebates@concern.net. You can also follow us on social media at Concern Debates and at Concern Active, and perhaps take a photograph of your amazing projects that you've done in your final classroom activity to promote reusing, reducing, and recycling, and you can tag or share them to the Concern Debates Instagram and Twitter, where we will repost them and share them with our followers. So do keep in touch Best of luck with all of your debates preparation and with your debates going forward.